feet and welcome Lindsey Scheel from Montgomery.
Back there listening to that, because I remember the day he called and told me that, and it is so awesome to see what has happened. So I'm from Montgomery, Texas. Coach P didn't see me raising my hand. I am a biochemist, probably the only other one besides Lynette. I also have a degree in genetics and one in immunology, and I went to medical school, but I am a med school dropout, so I did not go through residency, and obviously I'm not practicing. So that's kind of my background. In my current life, I'm a homeschool mom. I live on a real life farm with every kind of animal you can imagine, of which I do give pure products too, by the way. Fred and Kelly were my neighbors in Oklahoma, and they brought this to me 4.5 years ago. And you know what, guys? I said no. It wasn't the time. So don't give up on the people that tell you no. Because then fast forward to Christmas of 2016, and we reconnected. And Fred told me how much money he had made that year before. And I mean, they were my neighbors in Oklahoma. And I said, sign me up. And I started working January of 2017. And in 1 year, I made over a 6-figure income first year. But here's what I'm most proud of. I have personally launched and coached multiple 6-figure income earners in less than a year on my team. Lauren Richards, I launched her. Jason and Whitney, I launched them. Carol Allen, y'all saw her yesterday, I launched them. I did not personally sponsor a single one of them, and that's going to be kind of what I talk about today, is a forced launch and how you reach deep down in your organization, because that's really, really important, because not all of us are going to be master recruiters. I'm not. I wish I was, but I'm not. So real quick, I also want to bring honor to the rest of my upline. Fred has taught me so much, and Kelly's awesome. But there's a guy named Michael Huffman who has helped our team more than you can imagine. He is a tech guru, and I'm so grateful for him. Hans and Rosie Baker, I'm grateful for them. Cheryl Faulkner and Louis Dorsanio. We have an incredible upline. And all of these Black Diamonds, guys, I want to tell you, there's a lot of wisdom here. And I'm the first one to admit that when you're moving so fast and you are having success, there is something to experience. There is wisdom in experience. And so the one thing I just want you to know is that you gotta listen to them, because there's things that they've gone through that even I haven't gone through yet. There's things that I've gone through that people on my team 6-8 months in haven't gone through. So just always remember to be teachable and coachable. I know you guys have heard that. Real quick, I want to share a quick story of my husband. You know, I run the roads a lot. Carol Allen told y'all last night that she does 3 to 4 meetings a week. 2 of those I've been at since December. Twice a week, I drive over 3 hours to be at 2 of her meetings every week since December. And a buddy of mine is the pastor on my team. He said, Lindsey, she's a diamond. What are you doing going down there still? She's got it. I said, because I'm not just looking for one diamond. I'm looking for multiple diamonds, so I'm still going. So this is a key that a lot of people miss, right? A lot of times you take your hands off thinking that leader's got it, and they still need you. It's important, that whole element of your team needs you. So, but I'm a mom of 3 beautiful little girls, and I was feeling guilty because a lot of times my kids are in the car with me, and they go to these meetings, and we get home at 1:30, 2 in the morning. So I was crying one night to my husband, and I was like, oh, these poor babies. And you know what my husband told me? He said, Lindsey, he said, you're teaching our children way more than your homeschool's ever going to teach them. Life lessons of what it means to sacrifice, work ethic, dedication, commitment, having a goal and accomplishing it. And my husband put me on top of the mountain, because I needed to hear that. So I just want to tell you guys, your vision has to be so big that you're willing to sacrifice, just like they said, for something greater. So real quick on the stage, if this is a pack of wolves, we're going to do a little bit of wolf psychology here, right? So if I asked you, who's the alpha? Because one thing I always train is the pack is as strong as the wolf, but the wolf is as strong as the pack. It goes both ways. Which one's the alpha? A lot of times, a lot of times though, people will say the red. And so I'm going to show you how this applies to Pure. A lot of times the person that's high recruiter, slamming people in, and maybe they hit real high. We've all had those. We've had them on our team, the one-hit wonders, right? And everybody in the company kind of gets real discouraged, like how'd they do that? Because you don't know, they may not be duplicating. So you've got to be careful in leadership that it's not always the one that's in the spotlight for the moment, or the one that's not necessarily leadership, guys. Rank does not necessarily equal leadership, because I've got leaders on my team that are silvers right now, and they're incredible leaders because it's God-given natural ability. So in a wolf pack, they put the sickest wolves in the front when they're going through a dangerous journey, so that if they do get attacked, those are the first ones to go. They're typically the older wolves or the sick wolves, okay? The ones in the yellow are the strongest. They're the bodyguards of the pack. And it's also the same for the ones in the green. So I like to think of this in Pure like these are our diamonds, our emeralds, our rubies. These are strong leaders that know what they're doing. And look, they're protecting also the team because they're helping to grow and go to the next level. All the ones in the middle, these are our platinums, these are our golds, these are our silvers, and we're raising them up and we're pouring into them, but we got to protect them, right? The alpha is in the back. Because this alpha knows you don't leave anybody behind. And this alpha is looking out all around to make sure, is there danger coming? And he stays back so that at any moment he can go and he can save the team. Can that alpha run ahead of everybody? Yeah, and there's times when they will do that. But is the alpha always running as fast, fast, fast? No, because that's the difference between self-serving and wanting a long-term business, like what all of these black diamonds have taught you. One thing that I think happens is that within a team, as it grows and it starts going really fast, you have all these people that have these great ideas. I mean, some of them maybe not so great, but we got to do this. All right, no, we're going to go do this. All right, no, we need to do this. We don't have enough this. We don't have enough that. We got to do this. And it's really hard as a leader because these people have really good hearts and really good motivation. But if they have not demonstrated success and consistent success, I don't want the one-hit wonder advice. I'm not trying to be ugly, but that's not the advice I want. You got to be careful because what happens? You can have a wolf in sheep's clothing that leads your entire team astray and brings factions and disunity. And as a leader, you have to have been around that block so many times that you see it from miles away because you got to protect the pack. And that is why these leaders have hammered show, share, connect. Show, share, connect. Because it is proven. And I'm going to tell you something. Jason and Whitney Johns, when they got launched, this is truth. We were going so fast, but we were plugging them into Zooms every night. And there were times we did multiple Zooms in a day, but it was the show, share, connect in that Zoom. We were still doing the system, no matter how fast we were going. Now, we had to alter a couple things, and I'm going to talk to you about that too, on what it looks like for a forced launch. So, all right, moving on, because I got a lot to say. Duplication is the holy grail. I want y'all to write that down. In everything you do, you need to think, will this duplicate, or do I want it to duplicate? So if you're going around and you're bad-mouthing your upline, do you want that to duplicate to you? Do you want your downline bad-mouthing you? You got to think about everything you do, every word you speak. Do you want that to duplicate? Because it will. And you have to be so careful. All right. I'm going to talk to you today about what we call a forced launch. This is something we do on our team, and I'm going to talk kind of fast. When I was in medical school and we were studying anatomy, you work on cadavers, do you think my professor opened up the door to all of us med students and said, all right, guys, go cut. You got it. Y'all go cut. No. Do you think when you're training to how to do open heart surgery, they just stand back, your attending physician, and says, all right, let's do your thing. Show me what you got. No. In football, do you release your players and say, all right, guys, show me what you got? You don't. In everything, someone is showing you. So a forced launch is you know what you're doing, so you're going to tell them what to do. This is the forced launch. So I'm going to just model it, and again, like they said, I'm just modeling how I do it. So if I sign someone up, I always sign them up on my computer because I want the control of when they're going in. I don't use the link. I'm just going to be real, because then the ball's in their court. And then I'm chasing them. Have you signed up yet? Have you signed up yet? How about now? Nope. I'm signing them up. Then I say, okay, I've got a video for you I want you to watch. We have a video for our team. And it is going to answer 98% of all your questions. You need to watch it tonight. And tomorrow, what's your schedule look like? What works? And they're going to tell me, noon, okay, great. I'm going to call you at noon. I need you to have a list of at least 10 people. If you've got more, great, but I need at least 10. And we're going to do invite calls. And I'm going to get you your first 2 tomorrow, because we have Zooms. So we do in-person meetings. We also do a lot of Zooms. Now, I'll tell you what an invite call is in just a minute. But I want you guys to notice what I said. I'm telling them how we're going to do it. I am saying, okay, tonight I need you to watch this video. It goes through Pure Team Global. It goes through the action sheet. It teaches them to download the app. I mean, we go through everything. How to change your auto ship, how you enroll. I mean, it's everything. And so I say, you got to watch it tonight. Put your kids in bed, you watch it tonight. Tomorrow at noon, that works. Okay, we're doing invite calls. We have a Zoom tomorrow. We're getting you your first 2 people. So we have a mantra out of the gate in 48. It is psychological to that person to get their first 2. You let them sit a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they start getting freaked out and cold feet, because just like Lauren said, everyone needs their $2,000 back. So if you can get their first 2 people, it's very psychologically rewarding to them. All right, so what is an invite call? An invite call, remember on the plan, invite, show, share, connect? An invite call is because a lot of people don't have the verbiage, and they'll do the pure puke. Because they think when they pick up the phone, I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to close you right then. No! That is not what you're doing. The invite call is you're piquing their interest enough to get them to a live meeting, or to get them on a Zoom, or to get them to actually commit to watching that video. Because there's lots of ways we show the plan, right? So the invite call is something I do with every person that I bring in, because I want them to hear, and that's what Whitney and I did. Carol Allen and I have done that. So when we sit there, they're hearing me, and you know what? Just like they said, we talk business. I do, even with all my background, I do not talk product. What about Fred got me in? The money. Everybody cares about money. If you can't make your house payment next month, you care about money. Money makes the world go round. There's not a charity or a church in the world that doesn't revolve around money. Never be afraid to talk money. It doesn't mean that's where your treasure has to be, right? But money can do powerful things for God's kingdom, and it can do powerful things for your family. And so don't be afraid to talk business or money. And so that's what we do. So we do these invite calls where we pick up the phone. The goal is to be on like 3 minutes or less. Hey, we've got this nutraceutical company we're involved in. It's a ground floor opportunity. We got big names backing us still night, and they've got pure shares available. You need to see this. That person's going to say, well, okay, well, what is it? You know what? This is the magic phrase. Everybody write this down. There's a lot of layers to this. That's my out. Because I don't want to get into the pure puke, and I will. I'm a big talker too, so I've had to do this. So I say, you know what? There's a lot of layers to this. And I'm going to do you a disservice. You got to get on. We're doing a live webinar tonight at 9 o'clock. As soon as we hang up, I'm going to send you the info. Can you hop on? Homework, dinner's done. You can sit in your PJs. Just turn the camera off. We got a live Zoom. You got to see this. And they say, yeah, great. Okay, I'll send it to you. That's when you got to get off the phone, just like they're all saying. Sometimes people just keep on talking. You'll talk yourself back out of the business. Just say, as soon as they say yes, I'll get on tonight, hang up. Text them the information to the Zoom. Zooms have been very, very powerful for us, because the other thing is you can't just sit and wait around for a live meeting. There may not be one in your area for a while. You can't just sit and wait for a top leader to come in. You've got to be building it day to day, consistent. So that's where these Zooms are very, very powerful, or the videos. But I like Zooms because they just, obviously, they can, see that you're real. So, that's what I want to leave you with, guys, is that you'll recognize leadership. Because I really believe that leadership is often God-given. And so that person, through experience and through the things they go through, they hone their skills, But guys, Lindsey Scheel as a chairman Black Diamond is no different than Lindsey Scheel was as a silver. I worked hard as a silver. Yeah, thank you. Because that's true. For all you silvers out there, all you golds, I worked hard. And how I got to where I am is because when I was a silver, I took the reins of my business and I had tremendous support. And I was calling them and I was keeping in touch with my upline and we were doing that. But guess what? I was a doer. You gotta be a doer. 98% of this business is can you do it? Because you can sit in these seats and you can, I think Rachel says it, eat the cookies and drink the punch. But if you can't come out of this and go do it, it won't happen. So anyway, thank you guys for your time. And that's all I got.